Yeah, buddy. We are live. Happy Monday, everybody. It is chest and triceps today. We are in the G.O.A.L.S gym. We are streaming on Twitch. Live chat from Twitch. If you want to go check out my Twitch channel, it's going to be G.O.A.L.S Gym. That's right. G.O.A.L.S Gym. We have an excellent workout in the store for today. It is going to be chest and triceps. We are alternating between chest exercises and tricep exercises. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna get the pump. It's gonna be real. It's gonna hurt. But we like the pain. Ain't that right? All right, let me know in the chats if the sound's coming through okay. Just wanna make sure everything's set up. Wanna put on the best production that I can for you. The voice is good. The music is good. Once I have an okay from everybody, I will begin. All good. I'm getting better at this. That's good. All right, we'll begin with a warm-up again. My warm-ups consist of getting the blood flowing, usually about 6 to 8 minutes, a couple minutes on jump rope, moving on to some dynamic stretching and some warm-up movements, all right? Let's go ahead and begin. And if you want your chats to appear in the live, go to twitch.com, follow me on Twitch, comment in the chat on my Twitch live stream, and you will actually see your comments in there. And then from there, I will be uploading these videos to YouTube, and your comments will be seen on my YouTube channel. So pretty cool. You all can say whatever you want. It's fair game. No filter, no excuses, no bullshit. That's what we do in the G.O.A.L.S gym. Let's go. That being said, the G.O.A.L.S 6-week summer shred ended on Saturday. Yes, that's right. It ended on Saturday. All participants, please send me your transformation photos with something in the photo that has a date on it before Friday at midnight, because Saturday I am choosing a winner. This Saturday, that's right. Winner will receive $500 directly from me. You can send it however you'd like. Runner-up will be receiving a G.O.A.L.S hoodie in the mail. That's right. I will order it and put your address on the order. If you caught yesterday's live on Twitch, we did a leg day, all legs. And it was rough. We had some good conversation in the Twitch chat. It was very nice, very informative. Learned a new stretch challenge for my shoulders because I have impingement in my shoulders, which I will feel during this workout. Always feel my shoulders the most, that cartilage, that tendon in the top of my shoulder when I'm on the bench press. So I want to try to fix that. And I learned a little bit of physical therapy stretch where I can hopefully fix that. I tried it yesterday. I was not able to do the full 2 minutes, but hopefully I will be able to work up to it. All right. Do some arm circles, some shoulder rolls. We're gonna do some band pull aparts, some band chest press, get those tendons and ligaments moving. The biggest key here with our exercises is no injuries, ladies and gentlemen. We do not want any injuries. That's right. All right, let's get some dynamic stretches in and then we'll be ready to start with exercise 1. I'm gonna try to stick to a schedule the best I can throughout the week. Monday through Friday, I'm hoping to stream my workouts at 5 p.m. barring any conflicts, obviously. If I have a conflict, I'll try to reach out to the socials and let you know that there'll be a change. And then on Sunday, my leg day, that's kind of whenever I feel like doing legs because I hate doing legs. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Again, the warm-up is all about getting the blood flowing, okay? All right, I think we are ready to get this shindig started. That's right. All right, I will be periodically checking the chat. Anybody who's in there, I hope I don't miss anything. Try to make sure I capture everything. Please ask questions if you have them. That's what I am here for. All right. With that, let's begin. All right, we have 5 sets of exercise number 1, which is flat barbell bench press. That's right, flat barbell bench press. Chest exercise number 1. The goal of this is to get prime activation and stimulus to the chest muscles to help them grow and become stronger. My first set is always a warm-up set because we are doing more sets, less reps, higher weight, okay? You'll hear me say that throughout workouts. You'll also hear it change to less sets, more reps, less weight, okay? There's a difference in those and rest periods in between and why that scientifically has been proven to show the best for bodybuilding, muscle growth, etc. All right, first set, warm-up set, lightweight. All we're doing is the bar. Ultimately, this is to get the stretch in, all right? That's what we want. We want the stretch. That way, we can get those muscles activated. Let's begin. That's it. Quick little warm-up set, lightweight, super lightweight. And all that is to activate those muscles so that your mind says, hey, this is what I'm doing. Let's focus on that. All right. Now we're gonna throw some weight up on the bar. And it is already nice and hot in here. So I am going to be shedding this hoodie for certain. And again, we are resting 2 to 3 minutes in between sets on these because we have the upper range of our weight in which we are doing sets because we are doing less reps. All right, we are ready for our first working set, flat barbell bench press. Let's get it. We have 155 on the bar, 5 to 8 reps. Let's begin. Nice and smooth. Control the weight. Also key during your workouts, hydrate. Make sure you're getting that hydration into the muscles. That's what the muscles need. They need water, they need protein. And let's not forget, they need sodium. If you want protein synthesis to occur, you need protein, H2O, sodium, and glycogen. Amino acids, omega-3s, all the good stuff for protein synthesis. That is right. All right, who do we have in the Twitch chat? Who's watching the Twitch stream? This is my second official Twitch workout stream. Thank you for joining. Newbie to Twitch, just started using that as a platform. Yesterday's workout and stream was very good, very informative. It was a little lengthy. My streams will usually last about an hour and 10 to hour and 20 minutes. Yesterday went about 2.5 hours because we had a lot of conversation, a lot of introduction. And so forth. So right now we are on exercise number 1 of chest and triceps. We are getting ready to start our second working set. Let's begin. You will see me always revert back to my watch. My watch, I'm able to log my workouts, my exercises, my reps, my sets, my weight, all of that logged from my watch into my phone app. That way I can keep record and keep track of my progress. That is the key to success when it comes to fitness, bodybuilding, nutrition, is being able to track that progress. See where you were months ago to where you are today. Again, this is G.O.A.L.S Gym. Monday is chest and tricep. The current split that we are doing in the G.O.A.L.S Gym for the foreseeable future will be Sunday, leg day, working all legs, all lower body. Monday, chest and tris. Tuesdays, back and biceps. Wednesday, shoulders and core. Thursday is going to be arms and a little conditioning. Friday, core, that's it. We are working the core on Friday. Saturday will consist of a rest day. So it's six exercise days back to back. Rest on Saturday, resume on Sunday. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Love you guys so much. All right, we're getting ready to start the third working set of our first exercise, which is barbell chest press, flat bench barbell chest press. Let's go. Ensure you retract the shoulder blades, get good retraction, keep that retraction, do not push with the shoulders. Key is to get set before any weight is added. Fair warning, the gimbal that my camera is on has a mind of its own. It does what it wants. It tracks about 90% of the time. But 10% of the time, it decides it wants to do whatever the hell it wants to do. Again, you will see longer rest times in these first workouts. They usually consist of compound exercises. Bench press, considered a compound exercise. You're targeting not only the chest, but you're hitting the triceps and you're hitting the front deltoids of the shoulders. Therefore, we like to maximize the weight on those exercises because we have so many muscle groups involved. Same thing when we were doing legs yesterday and we were doing barbell back squats. It incorporates many muscle groups of the lower body. So therefore, we want to have a little added weight, more sets, less reps, a little more rest time. That way we can get all of those muscles to calm back down and have the energy and stamina to perform lifts on the next set. All right, we have our last working set of exercise 1, and then we will move on to exercise 2. Let's go. Very nice. All right. Hi, Lacey. We're moving on. Exercise 2. We have close grip barbell bench press. Close grip bench press designed with the hands at shoulder width or inside shoulder width, elbows tucked to the sides. We're bringing the weight down and driving it back up. We will be hitting the front delts and the triceps with this exercise. Yes, there is a little chest activation. That's okay. It's more so focused on the triceps. So again, this is gonna be 4 sets. We're gonna have 1 warm-up set and then 3 working sets with a heavier weight. Join both platforms. Spread the word. Get out and lift shit. All right, first warm-up set, close grip barbell bench press. Again, keep them within shoulder width apart. Right here, elbows tucked. Control the weight. Again, if you haven't noticed, I am always going to my watch after each exercise. I am plugging in how many sets I did. It already keeps track of it for the most part. Sometimes I have to adjust it and edit it on the fly. Just like 8 reps there with the weight, 45 pounds. We're gonna throw on 50 more pounds and we are gonna push out 8 to 10 reps at 95 pounds with close grip tricep exercise. The rest period between sets on this is 90 seconds, which is a minute and a half. We will give it a minute and a half and we will move to the next set. First working set, close grip barbell bench press. All right, that was the first working set. 2 more to go. I love how you can change your name in the chat, the color of your name in the chat to pink. I think that's cool. All right, remember 90 seconds between sets on this exercise. We're getting into our second working set. Close grip barbell bench press. Hit those triceps. All right, last set, last working set. Close grip barbell bench press. We are moving on to exercise number 3. This will be our second chest-focused exercise of the workout. This focuses on the upper chest with incline dumbbell press. bench raise to 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, somewhere in that area. Get the incline. That way we're not flat. What's up, buddy?
Where'd you put my ramp?
One of them's in the back of my truck.
Like the bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going, what yard are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the other lady. She just texted me.
How big is it?
It's a small property, smaller than probably mine.
Okay.
So I'll probably be able to hit those today.
Where is it? How far away is it?
It's in town.
Okay.
Like 5 to Walmart.
Okay. All right, this next exercise, we're focusing on the upper chest, making sure we target those upper chest muscles. Again, this is also gonna hit that front delt, okay? That's why you'll see in my shoulder workouts, everybody say hi to the wife. In my shoulder workouts, I usually don't hit any exercises that activate the front delt. Reason being, on Monday, I hit it with the bench press. So, that being said, let's go to incline dumbbell press. Because this is an isolated muscle group exercise, even though we're doing it together, we have weights that are independent of each other on each side. Yes, they're the same amount of weight, plus or minus a couple ounces, but because of this, we're gonna activate more stability muscles within that region. So we wanna drop the weight compared to if we were doing it with a barbell. It's gonna be a little less weight. So for these, I usually do 50-pound dumbbells, which is 100 total pounds, which is significantly less percentage than what it is on the flat barbell bench press. So we're gonna get started. It's 4 sets. Remember, our first set is a warm-up set, just to get the muscles acclimated to what we were doing for that exercise. So we will grab half the weight, which will be 25 pounds. For our first set. Again, this is 8 to 10 reps with 90 seconds of rest in between. First set is a warm-up set. Let's begin. Stretch, full stretch at the bottom, and press. Oh, that shoulder is already feeling it. And I already know I am not going to be able to do the 50-pound dumbbells. I can know that by my personal experience. I would like to, but like I said, I have that shoulder impingement in my left shoulder, and I do not want to injure that. I have been working on some PT for that shoulder. Okay, I love you. And right now, I can feel some inflammation in that shoulder. It's not the muscle, it is a tendon. There's a big difference in inflammation near the nerves due to the tendon inflammation versus muscle inflammation. That takes time and years of experience of weightlifting to be able to recognize that. So if you have a question, please go to your doctor and see what they say. They're gonna have the best advice for you. So I will probably be doing 40-pound dumbbells for this. I know that's pretty light for most people, but like I said, injury is what I want to keep from doing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to pause our workout session at the moment because we have a special guest in the G.O.A.L.S gym right now. We do have a special guest in the G.O.A.L.S gym. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the puppy cam. Hi, Demi. Right here. You're live, Demi. Hi, baby. You lay down? Go lay down. Demi got a bath today. She's got a paw that's a little swollen, so she's been babying it the past couple days. She's going to the vet tomorrow. She's not gonna like that. Here, lay down. Good girl. Everybody says pit bulls are mean and ferocious. This little girl right here couldn't be the furthest from that. She is a sweet baby doll and will lick your face to death. You're right. Good girl. You gonna lay down? Lay down for the puppy cam. Are you done? Yep. She's going back upstairs, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, but that is it for the puppy cam. That is all you get for the puppy cam. Yes, she is very cute. Very, very cute. She is a pit bull boxer mix. She is almost, I think she's 5 years old now. We've had her since she was a very small baby, 10 or 11 weeks, something like that. Welcome to the G.O.A.L.S gym. Thank you for joining the chat. I appreciate you being here. This is a workout stream. I will also try to incorporate some other types of streams as well. But Demi loves to come in and interrupt the workouts occasionally. She is the boss. What she says goes. Whenever she wants attention, she gets it. Like I said, she's the boss. All right. That leaves us on exercise 3. We went ahead and did a warm-up set. Now we will do 3 working sets with a heavier weight, 8 to 10 reps with a 1.5 minute rest in between. Focusing on stretch at the bottom and activating the upper chest. Stretch at the bottom and begin. Again, you'll always see me go to my watch, logging my reps and my weight for that exercise so that I can track and log everything. The Sharkeisha, thank you so much for joining. Love it, love it, love it. I appreciate it. Yes, the clear camera. I try to have as best a production as I can for viewers. I am just starting live streaming on Twitch. This is actually my second workout stream. I have been on other platforms over the past couple months, but I'm trying to tweak and perfect my production as best I can. Again, 90 seconds, a minute and a half. Let's hit working set number 2, incline dumbbell bench press. All right, minute and a half. Last working set. And we'll move on to a tricep exercise. That's it. Felt the pain in the shoulder. That was it. That's okay. We got some good sets and good reps in there. All right, come on, camera. Again, like I said, the gimbal sometimes has a mind of its own, but it works about 90% of the time. Hey, thanks for joining the stream. This is G.O.A.L.S Gym with Get Out and Lift Shit. We are doing a chest and tricep workout on Monday. That's it. That's right. And we are about to start exercise 4. We are doing a tricep exercise, which is an overhead tricep extension with a dumbbell, ensuring we get the utmost stretch in the triceps. To ensure we get stimulus and activation. Again, if you're in the stream, you have any questions for me, please feel free. I know it may not look like it with my physique, but I've been doing this for years, trying to maintain this physique. Fluctuating, being leaner and bulkier in between, but making sure I stay moving constantly and try to keep my body as healthy as I can. Because the older I get, the more I feel how hard it is to keep yourself healthy. All right, we are moving on. Anytime I have exercises that consist of 3 sets, those are gonna be 3 working sets, period, because I'm at the point, a little past the halfway point of my exercises where my muscles are definitely nice and warmed up and they are ready to attack the exercise at the full load. So I would be doing 3 working sets of overhead tricep extension, completing 10 to 12 reps in that range. And with this, I'll use about 1 minute and 15 seconds between sets. Make sure when you're doing these, you can do these seated or standing. I have to do them seated because the facility in my basement is not tall enough for me to get full extension at the top. Do not bang your head with the dumbbell. Full stretch, squeeze at the top. And you'll notice, if you're new to the stream, my watch, you'll see me after every set, go to my watch. I am actively tracking my sets, my reps, and my weight of that exercise in each set so that I can monitor that, log it. It all goes into my Garmin app. I have a Garmin Phoenix 7X Pro. Sapphire, whatever. It's a watch that tracks all this stuff. It's great. I love it because I can go back into my app and I can look at all my workouts that I've done forever. I can go to Garmin Connect online and download all of the telemetry data, all of the health stats, all of the workouts. All of that is logged in there. And that's the key to successful progression in the gym, is being able to see all of those stats. All right, for any time we're doing 3 working sets, we're doing 1 minute and 15 seconds of rest, that's it. And we move on to the next set. Come on, camera. Sorry. Like I said, it has a mind of its own. It'll come back down. Right here, camera. See, my gym's too short for me to be standing. There we go. Let's complete this set. And now I decided to look at my crotch. Like I said, it has a mind of its own. It works about 90% of the time. 10% of the time it just does whatever it wants to do. So, it does pretty well, but it's one of the cheaper gimbals. It's a DJI Osmo 7P that has the body tracking module or face tracking module on it. It's pretty cool, fairly inexpensive. I think it was $100. And I'm running my camera. My camera is just my iPhone. And then all of that is run through OBS, and then OBS pushes the stream out to Twitch, and then whatever platforms I connect to it. So does a pretty good job. It was pretty easy to learn it all. Like I said before, I just started all of this content creation in April when I became unemployed. I'm a 100% disabled veteran due to mental health, chronic insomnia. Yeah, unfortunately, I average about 2 hours of sleep a day. And I say day, not night, because I get naps. I'm able to nap for brief periods of time throughout the day. Otherwise, I'm awake doing something. And yes, it was very difficult to manage that and a full-time job. Therefore, I had to resign from my full-time job because I couldn't do it anymore. But I am able to devote, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours to viewers like you to hopefully get you motivated and determined and dedicated to get out and lift shit. That's what G.O.A.L.S stands for. It's an acronym, G.O.A.L.S, get out and lift shit. All right, last working set of overhead tricep extension, and we'll move on to the next chest exercise. Come on, camera, follow me today. Thank you. I'm right here, down here. Come on, come on. No, you're not gonna do it, are you? Right here. I tried. That's okay. If you're in the Twitch stream, go ahead and reach out in the chat. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'm an open book. I am turning 39 in a few weeks. I am a military veteran of the United States Air Force, served in the Middle East as well as overseas in many different countries. I was a federal investigator while I was in the Air Force, trained under the Department of Homeland Security, but I now no longer do any of that type of work for personal reasons that I am not going to get into on this stream. All right, that's enough of my jibber jabber. We'll move on to the next exercise, which is dips. I do not do weighted dips. If you can do weighted dips, please do. They're great, they're fantastic. I do body weight dips. I'm currently at 165 pounds, and that is plenty enough for me at the moment. Hopefully I get one day where I can do body weight dips. I'm going to adjust my gimbal a little bit. Apologies for the craziness here, but I'm trying to get it more in line so that it follows me a little bit better. If you do not have a dip apparatus that you can use, you can do these on a bench. There's many different ways you can do dips. Look online, there's some great exercises out there. Fortunately for me, I have dip bars that I can use on my squat rack. As you can see, loading up here. Now, a lot of people think dips is a tricep exercise. It can be if you do it a particular way. However, the form that I use for my dips, you will see when I'm on my dip bar, I will have my chest well over top of my hands so that when I am pushing, I'm activating that lower pec muscle, okay? That makes sense? I know you won't really be able to see it from the camera angle. Come on, gimbal, I'm up here, thank you. from the camera angle, but that's okay. You will kind of get the picture there of how I am performing those. So let's go ahead and get started with those. We are doing 3 sets, all right, 8 to 12. All right, I'll try to get 10. I'll try to meet halfway. My shoulder is feeling it, but we will do our best. That's it. Almost. But that was a good failure point. Again, if this is your first time watching the stream, you're gonna notice I go to my watch all the time after each set because I am monitoring my sets, my reps, and my weight. All right. 90 seconds of rest with these because we're using a lot of different muscles here. Not only the chest, but those front delts and triceps get activated. So we want to make sure we get them to calm back down before we hit that next set. So 1.5 minutes, and then we'll do our next working set. You will notice when I announced my split earlier that there was no cardio involved in that. Main reason being is I get steady state cardio with my workouts. My heart rate is nice and elevated because I am trying to get to the point where I'm at muscle failure on these sets, and that keeps my heart rate elevated. Next working set. Dips are amazing. I'm telling you what, if you don't do dips in your chest and tricep or on your push days, you are missing out. They are a great stimulus for muscle growth. Hey, if you're in the Twitch chat, watching the stream, reach out, say hi. Ask me a question, could be anything. Doesn't have to be fitness related, could be about just life in general. I love getting the commentary from you all. It's great. I try to continue to watch. I have a monitor set up here. I don't know if you can see that in the, I'm kind of hiding it. If you look in the mirror, yeah, I'm pointing at it there, but right there, I got a monitor set up so I can see all your beautiful names in the chat. All right, remember 1.5 minutes between these sets, and then we'll move on to exercise number 6, which is going to be a tricep exercise. We are alternating between chest and tricep. It also helps get a little more lactic acid pushed through the muscles when we do a full set of chest, and then we go and do a full set of triceps, and then alternate in between. All right, last working set of dips, and then we'll move on. That shoulder. Woo, shoulder. Come on, baby. Little flare up, that's okay. Come on, gimbal, follow me today. There you go. All right, moving on to our next exercise, we will be doing tricep pushdowns with the cable. Cable tricep pushdowns. All right, bear with me. I have to move around the camera here. But first, let me take a, no, I'm not doing that. Let me get some weight to put on the cable machine. All right, with cable pushdowns, I like to use a flat bar. A lot of people like to use ropes. That's perfectly fine. It's honestly, it's a personal preference. I mean, there's not much difference in the muscle activation when it comes to what implement you use there. Use both if you'd like. All right. But we are going to be doing 3 working sets, all right, 12 to 15 with 60 seconds of rest. So you will notice when you increase the reps and you decrease the rest time, that's when you really start to notice the pump, especially in those smaller muscles, but they can take it because they recover much faster than your larger muscles, okay? So let's hit the first working set. Tricep pushdowns. I love that exercise because you can genuinely feel the pain, feel the muscles, the triceps start to lock up and tell you, hey, I can't move this much weight anymore. That's essentially what it's saying. So you better stop. And that rep range and that amount of weight is gonna be different for everybody. You have to find what works for you. I've been doing this long enough to know what works for me. That's why I can make my workouts more efficient, more effective. That takes time. It can be discouraging at first because you're learning everything. If you've never been to a gym, you've never lifted weights before, you can do all the research you want, which is good. I encourage it. But you don't really know until you actually get in the gym and lift those weights. All right, 60 seconds. This is gonna get tough, ladies and gentlemen. That was 10. Probably needed to decrease the weight, but I can get in there. I can get in there. AI viewers, streamboo.com. Okay, I don't want AI viewers. I want real viewers because I want to help people. That is my purpose. I quit my full-time job because I genuinely want to help people. That is what I'm here for. Thank you, though. Again, these shorter rest periods, higher rep range, you're really gonna feel it and you really gotta push through, all right? But if you are going to muscle failure in a rep range of, 8 to 12, That's okay. That's good hypertrophy training, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 60 seconds. Next and last working set. Come on. Left arm is toast. All right. Yes, I am in a private basement gym, my own basement gym. And I will always advocate to re-racking the weights that you use. Just be courteous, kind. All right, very good, very good, very good. Very good, very good, very good. Again, thank you all for checking out the stream, hanging around for a minute. I appreciate it. I hope that what I am presenting is beneficial to someone. We just finished exercise number 6. We are moving on to exercise 7. Dumbbell flies. You can also do cable flies or banded flies. Ultimate goal here is to have the stretch and the tension at the most stretch point of the chest muscles. This is not a press exercise, so we want to make sure that we have our arms out there. Yes, we can bend our elbows. We do not want to lock them out. That will tend to cause injury. We do not want that. So that being said, have that and then squeeze at the top. So I am going to do this with resistance bands instead of dumbbells, just to show you the difference. Dumbbells can be a little dangerous at times. So I will show you how I do it with resistance bands. All right, and this is going to be, I believe, 3 sets, 10 to 12, resting for 60 seconds, all right? And I wish I had I need to invest in some better bands, but I'm gonna work with what I got here, that's okay. We will live, I promise. All right, now what I want to do is I want to have the resistance coming with this here is not as much stretch as this with the shoulder blades retracted. So I want to pull the bands and try to touch my elbows together, okay? That's not gonna happen, I promise you, but that's where the tension's gonna be. And that's where I want the squeeze to be, all right? So let's get started. The trick is with these bands, I don't have handles, so it comes down to grip and getting the resistance about the same. Whew. Now, I already know what those resistance bands weight is. It fluctuates because they're bands. So I say that those are about 25 pounds. But I'm able to note in there later that I used bands. So I will type in yellow bands on my Garmin Connect app so that I know for the future that's what I did that workout. So next Monday, when I do a chest workout, I might do dumbbell flies or I might do cable flies just to switch it up. So I'm using a different stimulus that next week for these type of exercises. That way I'm not doing them the same every week. All right, remember 60 seconds of rest with this set, this exercise, and then we'll move on. 3 working sets. We just finished 1. We're moving on to working set number 2. Let's begin. We'll add a little more resistance by going up further on the bands a little bit, taking the same distance out, shoulder blades back, chest out, and squeeze. And like I said about my splits not really containing cardio during this bodybuilding phase and muscle building phase, my heart rate now is 146. And it'll stay pretty consistent, you know, any average around the 140s throughout this entire workout, okay? And this workout's going on about an hour and 5 minutes maybe, and we're getting close to the end here. We just have a couple more exercises and then we'll cool down. And the last exercise is usually pretty quick. It's what I call a finisher. It is to really burn out those muscle groups that we worked on today. Even though they're already fatigued, they've already been smoked with all of these exercises, we burn them out at the end just to really get that blood into those muscles, expand them, tear those muscle fibers. That way we can get the protein, the aminos, the glycogen, the sodium, the water, everything to fill the gaps of where those muscles were broken down. All right, add a little more resistance. Again, get about the same, 10 to 12 reps. Keep that resistance, so shoulder blades back and squeeze. Try to bring those elbows touching. One more. All right. Very good, very good. All right, we are going to be moving on to our last tricep exercise. And then we are nearly finished for the workout. Thank you for hanging in with me. I appreciate it. I hope you've learned something or got motivated to get out and lift shit. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole goal. All right, exercise number 8, tricep exercise, okay? This is, I do a skull crusher or you can do an overhead rope extension. But since I already did an overhead tricep extension with the dumbbell, I will do a different position of the triceps using dumbbells as well. But these are called skull crushers. And you'll find out why if you don't know what skull crushers are. So for skull crushers, I like to set up a flat bench. And let's see, we are doing, what is this, 10 to 12? Yeah. So 3 working sets, 10 to 12 reps. And we want to pick a weight that gets us close to failure on those last reps, all right? I think I want 25. I might have to go to 20 on my last set, but I think I got enough stamina for the 25s on these first sets. Come on, camera, pick me up. You want my face? You want to see my face? Thank you. That's what you wanted, my ugly mug. All right. First set, we're gonna lay flat on the bench. We're gonna bring our arms up, straight up, like we're doing a press. However, we're gonna angle them back, and we're gonna drop those dumbbells at with the elbow and extend at the elbow. Crush the skull, bring it up. Don't literally crush the skull, please. We do not want you to get injured. The objective is not to push the weight up. The objective is to push the weight out and away from you. Trying to keep in those elbows from flaring so much. That's it. Failure, baby. Failure, failure, failure. All right. We were able to get 11 or 12 on there. I wasn't counting. But we went to failure and we got more than 10. I know that, so that's good. I am sweating, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like 70 degrees in this gym. 163 on the heart rate. Woo! Keeping it pumping, baby. How are we doing out there? We enjoying things, guys? I know I am. I hope you are. If you are in the Twitch stream, say hi, please. I love to interact with those that are watching. But if you just want to stay in the background, totally get it. I'm not a stay in the background type of person, as you can probably tell. During my workouts, I like to have electrolyte beverage with my creatine. Oh shoot, 60 seconds rest on this. I'm at 70, so let's go to the next one. I'm definitely gonna hit failure on this before 10. Let's see. That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll call that 9. That's okay. Yeah. Whew. Again, those are skull crushers with the dumbbell. They may not be executed the same way that you do. That's fine. I execute them in the way that I feel it the most in my triceps. It gives me a great tricep pump, as well as good stimulus and activation there. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to wrap up. We've got one more set of this, and then we'll do a finisher. It'll be just one round in the finisher. I know it'll say like 2 or 3, but those are for the elite lifters. I am not an elite lifter. I hate to say that, but I am not even close to being there yet. Well, maybe one day. If I keep doing what I'm doing at the rate I'm doing it and staying healthy and not being injured, I would definitely get to my goal of where I want to be. But I know it takes dedication, determination, and a mindset to do it. So last working set of skull crushers. We're gonna push these out to failure. That's it. That's all I can do. I see, and I don't want to knock anybody that I see in the gyms or that I see lifting, because they're actually getting out there and doing it, and I have a great appreciation for that. It's just that I want people to focus on what actually works. And I understand that what works for me isn't going to be what works for you, but I've done the going through the motions at the gym where, I just hit my number and then I'm done. I hit my number and then I'm done. And guess what? Doing that did not yield results. I promise you, I did that for 2.5 years. And don't get me wrong, I maintained. I absolutely did. But I didn't see growth. It wasn't until I started training with purpose and understanding what hypertrophy is and that mind-muscle connection, and it takes time. It really does. Some people get it faster than others. I wish I would have gotten it faster. I wouldn't have wasted, a couple years in the gym just going through the motions, and I would have understand, proper lifting technique and proper hypertrophy training. Because it does work. I promise you it does. All right, last exercise of the evening is gonna be a finisher. I know it says 2 to 3 rounds. If you are an elite lifter, this is gonna be a little bit easier for you. I am not. I am pretty wiped out already from these exercises, but I will get right into it. Trying to empty the tank on push-ups to failure, and then we're gonna do banded tricep pushdowns with bands. Now, I will tell you, these push-ups are gonna look way different than what a traditional push-up is. That's because I am doing a tricep exercise immediately after in superset fashion. So what I will be doing is elevating my hands a little bit here with the dumbbells. Come on, camera. I will be elevating my hands a little bit. That way I can get a full stretch in the down position of the push-up. And I will only push up maybe half of the way. Sorry, my shoulder is really inflamed. But hey, I deal with it. I know my limit. That's why I can only do 1 round of this. And that's enough of me talking. We'll hit this. Again, like I said, do not judge these on being a normal push-up, because they are not. I want to focus on pumping the muscles in the chest. I don't want to burn out my triceps. I want to burn out my triceps on the superset, the second part of this superset, which is going to be tricep pushdowns or tricep pull downs, however you want to say it. Essentially like this, where I get the maximum pump in the muscles. That being said, let's hit this last exercise and be done for the day. Thank you guys for being here. We are almost done. All right, pump push-ups, that's what I call them, to failure. Superset with tricep pull downs with the bands. Let's go. All right. Straight into tricep pull downs. That's it. That's all it is. And I promise you, that's gonna hurt the next 2 days. That is gonna hurt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the chest and tricep exercise in the G.O.A.L.S gym, Get Out and Lift Shit gym. Again, like I said before, we just finished up the 6-week summer shred that ended on Saturday. Please, if you entered in to win that transformation challenge, reach out to me via text, email, DM, socials, whatever it may be, however you can reach out to me. Get those photos in of your transformation. I already have your initial submission photos. I will be comparing them to your most recent transformation photos. You have until Friday at midnight Eastern time to get those to me to be eligible. So please, please, please get those to me any way you can. If you have a question, send me an email, send me a DM. I am open ears, I'm here for you. And if you have any questions in general, just let me know. As always, stay safe, have fun, and get out and lift shit. Peace.